So the thing that we're going to make today is Christmas jam. It's the first item. Later today, we dive headfirst into cookie baking. The Christmas jam's a fairly simple recipe. It's fresh cranberries, strawberries that we picked in June, that we froze, sugar, pectin, lots of sugar, and warm spices, cinnamon, allspice, clove, ginger. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pulse the strawberries. What we're doing is we're pulsing them. We're going to do the same with the cranberries. We're going to add some cranberries. We'll just do this in 2 batches. I think I'm going to leave a little bit chunky because I want there to be some chunkiness to the fruit. I want to see some bits of cranberry and some bits of strawberries. I'm curious to hear your canning and baking traditions. Leave it in the comments below. And you'll know that this is a cranberry strawberry jam when you look at it, because we've left some bits of cranberry and chunks of strawberry. Here's our strawberries. Here's our cranberry. We're going to get it on some heat. The sugar is going in. Don't cut your sugar back or you won't have a good jelly or a jam. That's 5 pounds of sugar, but it's necessary. Be merry, says Erik. So we're just going to start to bring this together. The sugar will start to dissolve. What we're going to do is bring this to a solid rolling boil for 1 solid minute. We'll take it off the heat. We'll add the pectin. We'll bring it back to a boil for 1 solid minute. Right now it has a very pinkish color. It will become rather crimson once the sugars start to macerate with the fruit and the fruit starts to cook. And it should sort of happen in front of you. You can see it's starting to get a little bit more liquidy as the sugar begins to dissolve. You can see now that's starting to get some color. I'm going to just let it come to temperature. This is starting to come to temperature. It's going to need another 5 minutes or so. This is the spice. These are our spice blends. Cinnamon, ginger, clove, allspice. Alright, so here we go with the spices. They're going in. It's going to get Christmassy in here. They're going to kind of float to the top early on, but they will start to work their way in now. We have cinnamon, allspice, ginger, clove. 4 nice warm, I connect them to Christmas. Some people like nutmeg too. This recipe doesn't include nutmeg, but cinnamon, clove, ginger, allspice, all ground. A lot of jams people need to add lemon to increase acidity, but because the cranberries have a high level of acidity, it's not necessary here. Maybe this is a better angle for me this way. So now we are skimming some of the foam from the berry sugar mixture. I'm going to add just a little tiny nub of butter, because that will help knock some of the foam back. Right, we're going to shut that off the heat. I'm going to add a very small amount of butter. So now we're going to add the 2 packages of liquid pectin. And we are going to bring this to a rapid boil. Get every little bit out of it. And we're going to give this a stir. When you think or when you smell these aromas, cranberries and spices, does it invoke any memories or thoughts or feelings? I'm asking you, my audience, my family.
It smells so good. It just makes me think of like oatmeal almost with like berries in it. I don't know.
Oatmeal, huh? This line is a 1/4 inch. That's a 1/2 inch, but we're going to a 1/4 inch. There's not going to be much expansion on these. You don't want them to do a blowout in the water bath. Busted jars are no fun. So then you have to clean 8 ounces worth of sugary syrup off your other jars that didn't blow up. So I'm going to wipe each of these bottles. So if you have sugar or product on the rim, it will impede the seal. We need a perfectly clean seal. So we're just going to take this moist towel. Some people would use vinegar. I'm just using hot water. I've never had a problem. We're going to clean these jars up. And each of these tops will be then ready to get processed. We're going to water bath can them, meaning in this hot water we will submerge them in at least 2 inches of water for 10 minutes. We're going to bring it to a rolling boil. Once it gets to a boil, we'll start our timer. We don't count down until we're at the boiling point. This is Erin's first day on the job. She's my 17th assistant. All the others have quit. She's a nice girl, though. Very dedicated. So we have the sterilized lids here. New. Always are using new lids. The rings we reuse because they come off. You shouldn't leave the rings on, because you need to know if you actually got a solid seal. These have been submerged for a few minutes in very hot water. We're going to take and place them there on the jar. We're going to take the lid off of that for a moment. We're going to place our basket here that will carry the jars. I'm sure this is making sounds on the microphone, but we're going to put a ring on the lid, finger tight, just like that. There's going to be steam that needs to escape and to create the seal. I don't have any question that this is going to gel up nice, because I can already tell that it is. Growing up, my Aunt Jenny would make Concord grape jam, and they would do hot clean jars, but they would do a paraffin seal. They would just reuse older jars and pour food grade paraffin over the top and store it. And we, multiple generations, ate that type of jelly without any issue. But this is more by the book, I should say. But we could probably experiment with it and see how it comes out doing it that way too. But that is my fondest memory of home preservation and canning, making the Concord grape jam with the family's former grape arbor. Don't have any problem. We will post this recipe. We're going to get these into the boiling water bath, lowering the heat a little bit, getting a facial in the meantime. We're going to get these into the water. So now they are submerged. We're going to put the full heat. They are all submerged under a solid 2 inches of water. The lid goes on, and we wait for it to come back to a boiling point, and then we'll hit the timer for 10 minutes, and then we'll take them out. We've hit our 10-minute mark. We're going to kill the heat. And we're going to take them and we're going to set them to the side of the range. We're going to let them cool for 1 day. We're not going to touch them. We're not going to move them. We're just going to allow them to set up. And here's our finished jam. We'll begin by pulling these out of the canner using the tool, and we'll begin to hear some popping sounds, which is the seal being generated. Sometimes it happens in the water or within the first 10 minutes of them being, I would say, out to cool. So this did make 12 8-ounce jars, 12 half-pint jars. There's the little popping sound. With this recipe, if you like more spice, add more spice. If you like a more gentle amount of spice, stick to what the recipe says. I've read some people will increase their spice level. There's another pop. We heard it seal. We say thank you. Up, there goes another one. Up, there goes another one. Up, there goes another one. So these are sealing. And tomorrow we will check to make sure they're sealed. And we will check that as we will see the indentation down, not up, and there will be no flecks in the top lid. Tomorrow, once they're cooled, we will take the rings off and we will check for seal. If you leave the rings on, you don't know if you've actually achieved the proper seal. A lot of people wonder why there's no lid on it. The ring is on and the lid is on later on. When we give it as a gift, we'll include a ring. And that's it for Christmas jam. Cranberry strawberry jam with cinnamon, clove, ginger, and allspice and sugar. So Christmas jam is complete. It's strawberry cranberry jam with warm holiday spices. Tomorrow these will be set, but we will take a quick look. I'll bring a spoon over. We had a little bit extra, but you can then see what the jam looks like. But this is the jam. Look at the color, how pretty that is.